So, I'm in a complaining mood today, which I usually am because I'm a kind of miserable person, but today I saw something on one of the subreddits. I think it was competitive Overwatch, I don't remember at this point, but I saw something on one of them. One of the top posts for the day was, how important is a good mouse mat for playing heroes like McCree? And I'm just like, this is a thing people do that really upsets me, because people fixate on these, like, really minute, unimportant things that are technically a performance increase, but they worry about these things when they're in, like, gold. And the things they worry about tend to not matter, except in, like, 1% of cases, which they're probably never gonna be exposed to unless they're in, like, Masters or Grandmasters. Like, one I see semi-regularly is, is technically a slight increase in DPS for Winston on armored targets specifically if you punch right before you land on them. That comes up semi-regularly, and people are like, should I worry about doing this? And I'm like, dude, you can't see the forest for the trees. Like, before you start worrying about that kind of thing, worry about not dying to the enemy team. Worry about when not to go in because you're 4v6 and you're just gonna stagger, and then it's gonna be an extra, 30 seconds before your team actually groups up, and maybe you lose the game because of that. Worry about, that stuff before you start worrying about this 1% increase in performance. And, the thing that really upsets me about it, though, is that, to me, it strikes me as basically wanting a shortcut to being better at the game, right? So, maybe if I do this one thing, that'll, win me more games, and therefore I'll climb faster because of it. That is almost never the case. Because, unfortunately, there isn't actually a shortcut to getting good at any video game, really. There are, a lot, because at the end of the day, you have to actually, get enough experience under your belt that you can play the game. And you can't just pick that up from advice from people. There's a lot of online resources and all that stuff, and that's great. This helps accelerate the process, sure, but it's not something that's gonna show you immediate returns, right? At the end of the day, people can give you advice, you can watch any kind of guides and get any kind of tips, but, at the end of the day, you have to actually play the game a lot to get good at the game. And then, people don't want to do that. And people get frustrated because they don't, climb immediately as well, but, the thing is, with climbing the ladder in any video game, is unless you are actually a pro player, you have to grind out games to actually get there, because you're probably not gonna stomp every single game that you play in. And, sometimes it's just not gonna be possible for you to win the game. You have to grind out games eventually, but you also have to, grind out enough games to get to the point of being good as well. Because you have to actually be comfortable playing the game. And that's all muscle memory at the end of the day. And I find this is very common with heroes that are high skill cap, Widowmaker, McCree, people who are very aim dependent and have a high skill cap, Genji as well. They're they say things what sensitivity and DPI do pro players use on Widowmaker? That's not gonna help you, dude. That is not in any way actually gonna help you. If you change your mount sensitivity and DPI so that it's the same as time moves, that isn't gonna turn you into Taimu, unfortunately. You have to actually, play the game, and that sensitivity might not be right for you, because believe it or not, human beings are actually kind of different, and what's comfortable for one person is not going to be comfortable for another person. It just strikes me as, wanting a shortcut, but no shortcut exists. You have to actually play the game, and get comfortable with the hero, and get, a lot of things down into, muscle memory. And that takes time. And, the time it takes varies from person to person as well. Some people, they'll pick it up just like that. But some people, might take them weeks or months even to, like, really, like, start to learn, because people learn at different rates also, unbelievably enough. You know, people get, like, I get it, it's like frustration, and it's very easy to be frustrated in a game like Overwatch because it's so team dependent at the same time. It's not like a MOBA where you can just, like, stomp your lane opponent and buy, like, 8 Infinity Edges and just hard carry the game because you have more stats than the entire enemy team put together. You can't do that. Unfortunately, your soldier is exactly identical to their soldier, so, like, team play and personal skill come into it more, and that's very frustrating because if your team is something, you know, ridiculous, like you're attacking and you've got like Torbjorn, Symmetra, Bastion, like you're just like, and you're playing like fucking Reinhardt, you're just like, oh god, what am I supposed to do in this situation? And the answer is there's not really much you can do in that situation. Like, the unfortunate truth is that's a game you're not meant to win, so you just have to now win 2 games to make up for that 1 game that you lost. You know. And like the performance-based SR system also upsets people because they can be in situations where you lose more than you gain out of games and things like that, and people are like, oh, it encourages one-tricking and all that. That's another thing, where people are like, oh, people who can only play like a couple of heroes are bad and terrible people. The system encourages people to be one-tricks. The way that human beings are encourages people to be one-tricks, because it's just simple. Like, it's very simple. If you put 1,000 hours, if you're like me and you put like 1,000 hours into playing Reinhardt, you're better at Reinhardt than if I spend 100 hours playing like every hero in the roster, or I spend 1,000 hours playing Reinhardt, I'm just gonna get more returns on the Reinhardt than like, it's better to be like really good at a couple of things than it is to be mediocre at everything. And then that's another thing people fixate on. They're like, oh, I should be able to play like a large cast of heroes so that I can put myself into a variety of situations. Alright, here's what you should do, right? Find the hero you like to play. This is very important. Find the heroes that you like to play. And learn how to play those heroes. Try to be able to play one hero in every category. Try to be able to play a tank, a support, and a DPS. But, like, focus on the heroes that you want to play. Because believe it or not, if you want to play that hero, and you enjoy playing that hero, you will learn how to play that hero faster because you're more personally invested in learning to play that hero. And don't worry about don't be like, I've got to play, like, every DPS hero so that I can be very versatile player. There are not that many situations in the game that you need to be versatile for. Like, if you can play McCree and you can play Reaper, you counter, like, 80% of the roster right there. Like, pick the heroes you want to play, get really good at those heroes. Try to be good at a couple of, like, a hero in every category, so that if you draw the short straw and you've got, like, 5 DPS on your team, you can play a support, right? You're not just completely fucked. But, like, the way that, like, time and human beings are encourages one-tricking, because it's just, if you invest a lot of time in one hero, you're going to be better at that hero than if you, like, split that time up amongst 4 heroes. Like, that's just how it is. And, you know, some people are just like, I just like this one hero, I don't care, I'm just going to play this one hero. Whatever, fair enough, people play video games for different reasons. And like, well, you shouldn't play competitive if you can't go back to fucking quick play. The quick play is where you go to learn people. No, quick play is where you go if you don't want to play competitively. Right? If you're playing to win, and you're playing competitive, that's fine. Right? That's the entire fucking point. You're like playing to win. You're not playing to have a good time. That's the difference between quick play and competitive. It's just people, the things people do upset me so much. Like, what does it matter if one person is like, can one trick fucking only one trick like Symmetra? Like, you'll play with the dude like once or twice and like never see the dude again. Right? Like, it doesn't matter to you what that dude's doing, just like move on, you know? It's a video game, right? Like, we're here to have a good time at the end of the day. And then, like, just like, don't worry about these minute little things that don't ultimately amount to anything. Worry about, like, the important things in the game, where it's like, learn how to play your hero, learn how to, like, use your ultimate, learn how to play around with your team, right? Learn that you shouldn't, like, run into people 1v6 thinking you can kill them because you've got your Dragon Blade, right? Rather than worrying about, rather than trying to, like, count frame data for, like, the ideal time to dash after using your, like, using your left click. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter unless you're in, like, the top, like, 5% of the player base. It doesn't matter. Just, like, just don't worry about it so much. And people get really upset about it, like, oh god, I'm not climbing, blah blah, I'm stuck in a rut and all this. Like, it takes time. Relax, you know. What if I never? People are like, what if I never get better? I feel like I'm not improving. You are, right? Like, relax, you're fine. So long as you want to improve, right? This is the thing. As long as you want to improve, you'll improve. It might be slow. Like, there's no guarantee you're going to improve quickly because you want to improve. Like, some people improve at different rates. But, like, as long as you want to improve, you'll improve. That's just how it works. Like, what if I never get any better? What if I'm just stuck in bronze or silver forever? That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. Everyone's afraid that's going to happen to them. That doesn't happen. As long as you want to get better, you get better. If people don't want to get better, they never get better. There's nothing you can do about that. But if you want to get better, you will. Just, like, don't get hung up on these tiny little things. And just have fun playing the game. And, like, take enjoyment in, like, getting better at the game and playing the game, you know? That's the important thing. So, there was really no point to this. I was just really upset because I saw a post on the subreddit talking about whether or not you should get a good mouse mat if you want to be competitively viable. And it really upset me, and then it started me off on this whole thing right here. And, you know, some people have said that they enjoy hearing me rant about some nonsense more than actually, like, the VOD reviews. So I was like, yeah, maybe people will be interested in this. Whatever, we'll see. Yeah, so there was no point to this. Thank you for watching, if you did, and listening to me be upset because I find people stupid.